very simple use case which I have given to the freshers who join my team or the interns who join my team is change the frequency of a ETL pipeline. So say you have a source here, which is also an OLTP source, and they say they are using some RDBMS like SQL server, and we'll say sales is the team here. We make a JDBC connection, and then we have a staging table here. Say staging sales, and it's a daily job. So every day, what will happen? A job will be triggered at 6 a.m. and it's a daily job. So what will happen? This job, say today, if it is 21st January, a daily job will run. It will get a data from here for entire 20th January and it will process it, and further this will be used for fact. Okay, but it runs one time only at 6 a.m. Now my requirement is I don't want to run it one time a day. I want to run it multiple times in a day. So say I want to run it every 8 hours. So from daily job, I want to make it a intraday job that will run every 8 hours. So what all changes you have to do? It could be changes in your SQL, it could be something else. But as a intern or as a fresher or somebody who has like 1 or 2 years of experience, I expect them to have a thought process to tell me what all changes are required and at what all places they will check, so that if instead of 6 a.m. now if I say I want to run a job at 6 a.m., right, 1400 and then 2200, right? So if I want to run this job every 8 hours, where they will do the changes and what those changes will be. So I very often ask this question, and I very often give this task to some of the interns or the freshers who join my team, and I can see that they struggle with this task also. And the reason is they are yet to develop that thought process how to resolve these problems. One very common approach what I have seen is the interns or the freshers, what they do is they go to the orchestration tool, say for example Airflow, and in Airflow they will just go for this particular job. The current cron will be set to run every day at 6 a.m. They will change the cron frequency and make it like star by 8, or they will just put the timings as well, 6, 14 and 22. So that's the only change they will do which is not correct, right? So what I want you to do is just pause this video for a minute, think what all changes you will do if this problem statement is given to you, that instead of 6 a.m. I want the job to run at 6 a.m., 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. What all changes you will do in your ETL pipeline. Okay, and if this problem statement is clear, let's go to my computer and we'll see what all changes we will do. All right. So what we will do now is we'll create a OLTP table to replicate the similar scenario. Our problem statement is straightforward. We have a ETL job that runs every day at 5 a.m. once a day. So it's a daily job. And now we want to run this job at 5 a.m., 1 p.m., 9 p.m. That is 3 times a day. So first I'll create a table, OLTP sales, and this in this sales table I will have say 50 records. So this OLTP table basically stores the information about the different Apple products which different stores across the country are selling and at what time they are selling it. So if I come here, I'll just show you how the table data looks like. So you see here there are like 50 records and I have data for each like 20th January and then 21st January. Now, as per the problem statement, what we have to do is we have to get the data from this OLTP system via JDBC connection. So I will not go into all those details, but I'll share a sample query. So what I will do first is I'll create a staging table, which will be exact replica of the structure of this OLTP table. Can add some additional columns also in this staging table, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll not do it. We'll keep the example very simple for understanding purpose. So now I have a staging table, right? And what will happen? This staging table will be loaded by my SQL query. insert into this, select star from OLTP underscore sales, where, and did you observe there's a sales time column in it? So what we do is cast sales time as date equal to, and let's say we are running it for 20th January. So, and we already know that this job runs for the previous day, right? So today is 21st January, 21st January. So this job will run for 20th January. It will bring all the data for 20th January and will load it into the staging table. Now, why I'm hard coding this value here is I could have used current date also, right? But I will not use it. And the reason being is this value is coming from my orchestration tool. So say if I'm using Airflow, I will pass this value as a parameter to my script, and I will not use current date of SQL here. And I'll explain you why we are not using current date here. So say my query becomes this, right? The current date is also giving me 21st January. So instead of using this, I will use current date, right? Now current date will give me 21st January, and I can run this query and show you the output. So it is giving me all the data for 20th January, which looks correct. However, there can be a case where I learned that the data which was loaded for 18 January was not right, and I have to load data again for 18 January. In that case, since in the SQL I'm using current date, there is no way to pass 19th here, right? 19 January, so that I can load data for 18 January again. So it's kind of a hard coded thing and it's not parameterized. So, however, if I am passing this as a parameter from my orchestration tool, I, instead of 21st, I can pass 19th from my Airflow, and then I can run this query to get the data for that particular date, right? So I hope this makes sense to you. Current date looks obvious solution here, but we will not use current date from SQL. We will pass the current date only or the execution date only from the orchestration tool, so that if tomorrow I want to run it instead of 21st, if I want to run the job for 12th January or maybe last year, I can pass that as a parameter to the script, right? So we'll not use current date here. Now coming back to the actual query. So my existing query will look something like this. I'll just cast this string to date as well as date, and I'll run this query and show you the output. I'll just change the date to 21st, which is today's date, and you can see here that I'm getting all the data for 20th January. Now my requirement is I want to change it to run 3 times a day. So right now I'm bringing the entire data for 20th, but now I want to run it 3 times in a day and bring only 8 hours of data in a batch, right? So there's no point, say, in the third run, if I'm bringing the data for first and the second batch also, I'm handling lot volume of data, much more volume of data, right? So every 8 hours I will run and I will process only 8 hours of data. I will not process the entire day data. So what I will do here is changes. Let's talk about the changes required. Changes, obviously, in your Airflow or the orchestration tool, parameter will change from date to timestamp. So it will become something like 2024 01 21, and say I have to run it for 5 a.m., 1 p.m., and 9 p.m. So this will become 5 a.m., 1 p.m. So this will become 5 a.m., right? Or this will become 1 p.m., which is nothing but 1300, and this will become 21. So one change is this change in the parameter. So first run of the day, I'll pass this parameter 5 a.m. Second run of the day, I'll pass 1300, and third run of the day, I'll pass 2100. So we can do it via orchestration tool. The second change I will do is in my SQL query, because in my SQL query, you will see Right now, I am using as date. So I'm not considering the time component. If I keep the query like this, even if I'm running a job 3 times in a day, I'm processing only previous day data. I'm not processing uh, the 8 hours of today's data, right? So what I will do is I will change this query, and my new query will look like, obviously this will go away. I don't want to convert my sales time as date. I want to use it. And then I will use a between clause here. Why? Because now I'm going to process from my current time till minus 8 hours. So last 8 hours data only I'll bring, I'll process that only. So my query will become something like cast, and I'll get this value. Say this is the second run of the day. I'll cast this as timestamp. And I said, right, that we will be processing 8 hours of data. So minus 8 hours, and I will use this. So with this query, I will get the data only for the duration between 5 a.m. and 1 p.m. Right? So 5 a.m. and 1 p.m. is what I'm getting. When the next run will happen, say I'll just change this value from 13 to 21. Now I'll process the data between 1300 hour and 2100 hours only. So I'm getting this, right? So I'm processing 8 hours of data in one go, and I'm running it 3 times a day. That's how I'll process it. Now there is one thing I want to highlight is that you see this record 1300 is coming again. So this 1300 in between clause, the both the start time and the end time both are inclusive. So this 1300 data is coming in my second run as well as my third run of the day. In both the run, I'm getting this data, which I don't want. So what I can do is I can do a very simple thing here. I'll just add another interval minus interval and say 1 second. So now what will happen? I am excluding 1 second from my duration. So right now I'm starting from 13 till 2100 hours minus 1 second. And if I change it back to 1300 hours, this record will not come this time because 1300 hours minus 1 second. So 1300 is gone. It will come in the next batch. So you're getting my point. So that's how I can process the data. I will do modification in my orchestration tool. I'll change the parameter which is passing the execution date to execution time. And then in my SQL query, I will change my SQL query to handle timestamp instead of date. So these two at the high level, if you can cover these two changes, I think you should be good. All the queries I have used in this tutorial, I'll add it in the description box. And do subscribe to my channel if you are new, because I'm planning to share all these scenarios which I generally see the freshers or the interns struggle while working in databases.